Hey everyone, and welcome. So if you're a B4X developer and you're looking for a way to really level up your app's UI, you have come to the right place. Today we're going to be diving into a seriously cool tool called the B4XDaisyOverlay.
Okay, let's just start with a question that, let's be honest, every single one of us has faced. You need to show a loading screen or a pop-up dialog or maybe a little tutorial hint to guide your user. How do you actually go about building that?
Well, if you're like me, it probably involves a whole lot of manual work, right? You're creating panels, you're fiddling with their visibility, you're trying to get the colors and the transparency just right, and then you're trying to tame all the touch events so they behave themselves. It can get really messy, really fast.
And all of this, it really boils down to one of the biggest challenges in UI design. How do we properly manage all these different layers to guide the user's focus exactly where we want it to be? I mean, think about it for a second. We do this stuff all the time. We make modal dialogues that, stop the user from touching anything else. We dim the background to make something pop. Or we show a loading spinner that has to sit on top of everything. Every single one of these tasks requires some pretty careful management of our UI layers.
So, what if there was a better way? A much cleaner, way more elegant way to handle all of this? Well, there is, and that's where our solution comes in. A smart overlay component that's designed to do all that heavy lifting for you.
And here it is, the B4XDaisyOverlay. The official definition calls it a translucent surface that can be layered over any B4X view. But honestly, a better way to think about it is like a smart sheet of glass. You can just place this glass over any part of your UI whenever you need to.
And that's its whole purpose in life. It takes care of all that annoying complexity we were just talking about, the layering, the colors, the events, so that you can get back to focusing on what your app is actually supposed to do.
Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. How do you actually control this thing? We're going to take a look at the key properties that give you total command over how the overlay looks and how it feels. So there are four main properties you'll probably use all the time. You've got overlay color, which sets the tint. You could do a dark dim or maybe a light frost, whatever you want. Opacity obviously controls how see-through it is. And then you've got two super important on-off switches, pass-through and close-on-click. These are all about user interaction.
Now, it's really important to get the difference between these two. Pass-through is what you use when you want the user to be able to tap through the overlay. So think about a tutorial where you're highlighting a button. But close-on-click is the opposite. That's for when a tap on the overlay itself should make it go away. Perfect for a simple pop-up.
Talking about it is one thing, but let's actually see what happens when you flip that pass-through switch in your code. And check this out. This is the actual message you'd get from the demo code. When that overlay is active, with pass-through set to true, the user can still click the button that's underneath it, and the app just responds like normal. The overlay is just a visual guide, not a barrier. How cool is that?
Okay, so this sounds pretty powerful, right? But you might be thinking, is it going to be complicated to use? And the answer is absolutely not. Getting this thing into your app is unbelievably simple.
It's literally 3 simple steps. First, you initialize it. Then, you attach it to whatever view you want to cover. It could be a small panel or your entire page. And finally, you just call .open to show it and .close to hide it. I mean, that's it. You're done.
And that's the real kicker. After a tiny bit of setup, showing a professional full-screen overlay is as simple as one single line of code. mf's overlay.open. It just doesn't get any easier than that.
And for all of you who want even more control, don't worry, it's got you covered. The component also has built-in events you can listen for. You can run custom code when the overlay opens, or after it closes, or even when a user clicks on it. This gives you all the hooks you need for any advanced logic. So, when you put this all together, what's the big deal? What's the payoff? Well, it's simple. This component basically becomes a new superpower in your UI toolkit. Here's the bottom line. You're going to save a ton of time because you're not reinventing the wheel over and over. Your UI code is going to be way cleaner, much easier to read and maintain. And the best part? You'll be building more polished, more professional-looking apps that actually guide your users in a clear and effective way. So that really just leaves us with one final thought. Now that you have this simple yet incredibly powerful tool ready to go, what kind of amazing, focused, intuitive user experiences are you going to build with it?